I think I'm kind of struggling to come to terms with what I've just seen on screen here. Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator came out in 2017. It was a game that was almost just a sandbox where you could pit up thousands of troops against each other. Romans, Spartans, World War II, zombies, even going into chickens and tortoises fighting to the death. But this wasn't its selling point. Its selling point was the scale. 1,000, 2,000, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000. I saw some people even putting up to 100,000 troops on the battlefield, done by no game before. But they just announced a sequel. And I'm sure, like many of you right now, I was wondering, why is there a sequel to this game? Instead of doing my heavy rock intro with a montage of everything you're about to see in the video, I'm just going to show you my live reaction to when I first watched the trailer for Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator 2. What the hell is this? Oh, nice, Spartans. Right. So I get that this is another Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator game. But my question is why? It doesn't look that different to the original. Okay, some of the animations look a bit nicer. It obviously looks like it's running a bit better, but what's the difference between this and the original? Are there more troops or something? I mean, there's a lot of troops, but I don't think that's... maybe it looks a bit more than the original, actually. Yeah, okay. And it definitely is running better. Okay, oh well, there's more. Okay, there's more. Ducks in hats. That's all I want. Ducks in hats. That's all I need. So it's okay. So it's going on. There's more. Okay, I think it's definitely more than that was possible in the first. I'm sort of understanding, but still, if it's only slightly more, is it really worth the sequel? Wow. Wow, that is a lot. Wait, there's more. What? There's more. What? Oh. What? No. What? What is this? I think I get it now. I think I get it. Yes, it is back, and it is back in a big way. Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator has a sequel. The guys over at Brilliant Game Studios have decided that they've got enough to warrant something to bring it to another game. And like most games, unless you're EA, the developers want enough to make a sequel. They want to bring in new features, new mechanics, maybe even new graphics or a new time period or era, but it's not really been the same with this one. See, Brilliant Game Studios had everything in the first game. They had every time era. They had massive scale battles, so what could they add? Well, when there's 1.3 million troops running around on the battlefield fighting at the same time, I kind of think it warrants that sequel status. Not only will there be, of course, different types of units with more time periods, more eras, more fantastical settings to choose from, there'll be different maps that you can play on, and it gets even better than that. You're going to be able to jump into multiple story and player-driven campaigns. These will be set up and it will almost have a single-player feel to it. You see, the first one was fantastic. It was an amazing sandbox that showed off what this engine can do, but that was pretty much it. There wasn't really much in terms of an actual single-player experience, and especially not a story-driven campaign. But that's what they're bringing to the sequel. Not only this, but you can make your own. We don't really know much about it yet, but hopefully it means that you're going to be able to use a map editor or even a scene editor, being able to create NPCs that you can make a journey or a story that you can then share with other players. Maybe you want to make a post-apocalyptic zombie world where the player is in this first-person mode and they're going around trying to search for clues and search their way to a fortification with zombies coming up from every way. It could be fantastic. Or you're a Roman in the Legion. You have thousands of Romans fighting alongside you against hordes of barbarians, and now it's not just thousands. It could be tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions. And it absolutely blows my mind to say that. See, the trailer starts with a sandy desert. It shows a Spartan and, of course, charging knights. This is something that we've seen in the original and the first iteration of the franchise, and it's what we kind of expected. And this is why I started to wonder, why are they making a sequel? But as the trailer goes on, as we see more and more gameplay, more and more units are being revealed, and it doesn't stop. The map as well. I think most people will be talking about how many units you can see, but the scale of the map and the scene that has been made and the detail that's been put into it, this desert, almost Egyptian-inspired arena, just doesn't stop going on and on. And when it pans out to show 1.3 million troops on the world at the same time, that's when it blew my mind. But not only are they going for bigger scales, but they've also indicated and stated that they're not giving up on detail and quality. Not only is there 100 times more characters on screen than the predecessor, but they're much more detailed. Not just in terms of textures and assets, but in terms of animations and the way they interact and fight with each other. Somehow they've put all this on screen, kept up the quality, and made it playable. Of course, the gameplay we're seeing is probably done on an incredibly powerful PC, but it's still there. It's still being played, and something that we haven't seen in any game ever. These guys are pushing the boundaries beyond anything done before. Furthermore, there's also the FPS Invasion game mode returning for Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator 2, but this time it goes a bit more in depth. This game mode is you playing in the eyes of a soldier, first person mode, walking around with your gun, and you're fighting off hordes and hordes of zombies as they come at you from all angles. But how have they managed to do this? Well, of course, they have an engine that is unlike any other engine ever. It's been able to create these massive amounts of units on screen at once, but somehow still running. Even on lower end computers, you can still get decent amounts of troops on there. But this is different. You see, they wanted to push it even further. So Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator 2 features a revolutionary new crowd rendering and AI technology. It uses pure GPU power to obviously bring those nation-sized battles to life. Putting all the work on the GPU is going to create much more smooth gameplay in the way it flows throughout, but it goes better than that. Let's not even think about what this game is doing. Let's not even think about how they've made a physics engine that's unlike anything else, and how they've said there could technically be infinite troops on the battlefield if you have a good enough computer and the engine doesn't die. Let's think about the implementations of what they've created. This crowd rendering AI technology that we've never seen before, that no one's really utilized to this extent. What if it was? Imagine this. What if Creative Assembly got their hands on this? What if they decided that they want to make a total war game and push it to the next level? Whilst you have thousands of troops on the battlefield in those games, what if you had tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands? Of course, there are the limitations with historical accuracy with their historical line of games, but not in fantasy. Warhammer doesn't have these limitations of what's realistic or not. I mean, you have flying dragons, so who's to say that you can't have 1 million orcs fighting 1 million elves on the battlefield? And whilst Total War does focus, of course, more on the detail and the animations and how the units actually work in a more strategy orientated way, what's to say that they can't use this technology just to amp it up slightly? Not even to the scale of what Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator 2 is, but this technology opens up so many doors for so many different developers, and I think that's what really makes it impressive. The fact that brilliant game studios have developed something that even AAA studios just don't really care about right now. They're not seeing the future implementations like these guys are, and how this once was a small game could now have a meteoric knock-on effect for the gaming industry in general when this sort of technology is utilized properly. But what do you guys think? Please leave your opinions down below and I'll be sure to check them out as soon as I can. Do you think Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator 2 is worth it being a sequel on its own? And what do you think could happen with this new technology? What games would you like to see it in, and how far do you think they can push it? 1.3 million units on the battlefield. It sounds impressive, but I think in the developers' eyes, it's the start of something even bigger. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like on it if you didn't dislike it. But until then, guys, I will see you in the next one.